my quote was, it's my wedding, I can do whatever I want.
Let me just re-quote one time. He said, it's my wedding, I can do whatever I want. And he said that at the mic in front of everybody. It's my wedding, I do whatever I want. Okay, welcome back to Yum Chat Sessions VFO Very Fast One. Today is the 28th of June 2024. MJ Janny Ganny.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Today we learn how to wedding. But seriously, so three of you all are married. I assume all three of you had weddings.
Yes.
And all are quite different. Unfortunately, I didn't attend yours, but I attend both of theirs. Also quite different weddings. But I think people our age would be either having a wedding, already had a wedding, or about to have one. Oh, sorry. Involved in one with a family member or friend or whatnot.
And you yourself, right?
Yeah. So what are some of the tips? Okay, first of all, how much of your wedding will you redo? Let's say, okay.
Wait. Redo, it means what?
Like what? Well, okay, did it go perfect?
Oh, I think it went wonderful.
Okay, yeah, but did it go perfect? Were there things that you would have changed?
A few things lah. A few things.
Okay, so what are they?
Maybe I could have improved my intro.
The one with Avicii levels coming in?
Yeah.
What more improvement is required?
Could have been
The real Avicii there.
wow.
Back from the dead.
Like there are two ways where I feel like it could be done better. Number one, if I actually get my wife and myself to dance to the song rather than simple movements.
Oh.
Yeah. Number two, I only thought about this like a few months ago recently as well, that I should have gone on stage and into the night instead of blacking out and just doing voiceover. Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, I still thought it was fine. Just that
course.
small things that can be better.
I think context is needed, right? Because a lot of people didn't go to Poighai's wedding. So basically, Poighai emceed performed at his own wedding, and he was the groom. So he is the one that
There was
announced
a lot of
himself.
dancing, right? Cross-cultural
There was
dancing.
dancing. I emceed myself, and then everything lah, basically. So I was
think-
running the event as well. I have to say that halfway through the dance, then I was really very overwhelmed because I was keep on running in and out. Then my boy John here, being the event dude, he's like, I think Jen told him, John, go help again. Something like that.
No, it was on my own accord.
Oh,
but it's okay.
nice. All right. Then John came like, you need help. And I'm like, oh, he.
No, I remember what you said.
Yes, what?
You said, oh yeah, I forgot I got event friend here. Fuck. And then I was at the console half the night already after that.
So why do you think it went wonderful? What are some of the things that you did?
Okay, so like for me, I did the wedding in for the sole reason of ensuring my friends had a good time. I didn't even care about my family members. Like I told my wife, I told whoever, I don't care about you guys.
Nice.
Not in that sense, like you all can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna bother about you guys. So that was it. Because I mean, you choose who you please. You either please your family.
Wait, but how did you say it? Like if you
I told my mother, how many table you need? This month, this it. That's all you
What was
get.
the number of tables? Do you remember?
I had 53 tables.
like bazillion people, bro.
Okay, so 53 tables, then you gave your mom. how
So
many?
she maybe 1/4.
Okay.
And then her side is half.
Poighai's wedding was in Nexus Convention Center. He is the only friend I know that did his wedding in a convention center. Okay, I just want to point that out for the listeners. Okay,
Oh.
convention center.
It's a good venue, good venue.
It's a good venue. You come out straight away, see already.
Yeah,
from the
parking is just down.
escalator.
So her family had like 200 people plus.
Okay.
200 people.
But that's only
Yeah.
40% of the.
Correct. And then my family, I think I gave like around 5 or 6 tables. And then the rest of all was my friends. So if you guys notice, your front, back, left, right were all friends.
Yeah.
So my goal was to make sure my friends had a good time. So I didn't care about the food. And so
Didn't care about food.
let me explain to you. So number one, I told my wife, like, I need the agenda to be me and you lah, us, you know. So it was totally out of norm. And then when she asked about how my family member, I don't care. You know,
You said
I'm speaking. I'm saying I don't care. Like, you know, I asked the dad, apa lu mau? Then the dad was like, I just want a wedding dinner. Sure. How many beers you need? You know, how many whiskey you need? Okay, I make sure I give that. Her dad's friend was just drinking with his friends. Fantastic. Okay. Then come about the food. So you know, Chinese people they have some preferences. Like for example, you got appetizer and this and that.
Yeah.
To hell with that, bro. Right?
Okay. There was no appetizer.
I had my
Oh,
appetizer
God,
was straight
God.
sushi, bro. We had
Okay.
octopus sushi and stuff. Then
Like
of
chuka
course,
taco and all that.
it was not your standard. I don't even know what's the Chinese standard, but I know there's a Chinese standard.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
meal.
yeah.
It
It's
wasn't
called the
that.
Four Seasons thing.
No season there, only food. And then I know a lot of people don't eat lamb. I serve lamb. You know, so of course my mother complained, hey, some of your auntie uncle don't eat lamb. I don't care. I served the lamb. Just want to let you guys know the lamb was so good. People steal other people's lamb.
What? But why you insist on
The
the
lamb was good. The lamb was good.
Yeah.
I can attest to
But
that.
why you insist on the lamb? What's up with the lamb?
Because I saw the menu and then I said chicken and fish. Then I'm like, babe, I don't want this standard meal. Why cannot we?
So
just eat lamb?
if there was ostrich, you would pick ostrich.
If
right?
the ostrich tastes good, probably.
Okay.
You know, but of course, again, I catered to friends, so I just want my friends to eat a good.
So
time.
so that's the big tip lah. Like you start with the person in mind, which is your friend, and then make sure
Wow.
that everything.
Big tip is make sure you have money first. Then I think you can.
Okay, we talk about money. We're gonna talk about the finance
That's
part.
the big tip.
Okay.
No money, go elsewhere. God, then we talk about how to wedding.
Okay,
lah, you
okay.
know.
Can we talk about money later? So, Vic, what is the? Would you have? How would you have improved your wedding if yes?
Wow.
How would I have improved the wedding?
Karen should be
So
there.
what was executed and what I had in my head, directed in my head, was two completely different things.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted. I was very inspired by what's the guy? There's a director called Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he directed the opening ceremony of Olympics 2012
London.
In London.
With the Mr.
specific.
Bean,
Isn't that
with
in the
Mr.
bus.
Bean. Yes.
Yeah.
isn't that the James Bond jumping out and all that as well?
Yeah, something like that.
Danny Boyle.
So it was a story that was created around the whole thing. So I wanted something like that. I wanted
Oh.
like a fusion of two different ethnicities and all that sort of thing.
Oh, context is your wife is Chinese.
Both of us married Chinese people.
Okay.
You all Chinese people need to up your game.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
So
Okay. Anyways.
I had a lot of things in my head that way. I drew it out. A lot of PPTs came out.
Wow. Shit.
Tried to pitch this, float this idea over to my parents.
With the
even
PPT.
with the PPT and everything, bro. The biggest pitch failure of a pitch I've ever had in my life.
Why do you think?
They couldn't understand where I was getting to. That was basically it, lah.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't understand. I wanted to include things like traditional instruments of like Indian
sitar?
traditionals instruments and also Chinese traditional instruments. Maybe low key put in a kompang. I really like the sound of kompang.
So like
three
flutes,
mega time.
Yeah, that
all
sort
that,
of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but they didn't get it. They didn't get it.
So when you
Yeah.
say they didn't get it, meaning were they just silent or they just say no, don't do it or what? Like what do you mean?
They just thought it was horseshit lah. Yeah. I mean, to begin with, I've never seen such a thing. So I can't pick a video to show
To
them
reference.
to use it as reference. So none of that worked out. In the end, it was it became textbook wedding.
Okay.
But
Not really textbook, I feel.
Yeah.
Your wedding, I felt like if I were to describe it, it's very warm and joyful.
mhm,
So it's like you know that these guys are a brotherhood,
mhm,
and you know that like the dance, especially that one is the key moment lah. That's my core memory I remember of your wedding is your dance and your final move.
mhm.
That one where you swing it
the
in.
flying,
That's mad.
flying.
Yeah.
That's like wow shit. That's crazy, man. There's some crazy shit going on. Poighai's one core memory is him narrating himself walk in and
Yeah.
then he says, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen." That you say, "Thank you, performance." Then you're like, you just thanked yourself twice. That was okay, man.
All right. So
But both my wife and I, we made the most out of all the venues that we picked. So after the whole idea that I had was scraped, all we focused on was the guest list and picking the best possible place with a priority of really good food.
Mm.
Yeah,
I see.
because we thought that once people leave the wedding, they would forget your wedding faster than
The
the
food.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So when you say that, I assume, especially for non-halal people, they always say restaurant, right, rather
Yeah.
than hotel. So you guys did a restaurant.
Yeah. I had it in
Copper Mansion.
Copper Mansion.
Great place.
Super
Great
place.
I just went to a wedding there.
Place. The
Yeah.
lady, name is Karen with a C. Fantastic lady.
Karen
Yep.
with the C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You-
but yours was a hotel, right? I remember.
Mine was hotel. Mine was a Grand Hyatt. Oh, actually, technically, right, it's convention, restaurant, and hotel. What
Hotel.
the
Eh?
shit?
Hotel.
You got all the variations.
Yeah. What would I change? Your question.
Yeah. What,
Would
any regrets? you know?
John's wedding was posh, bro.
Really?
And it was the cleanest meal, I remember.
High protein fish meal,
Yes.
Baramundi.
Yeah.
What? Wait,
And
so,
the ice dessert was very nice.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was lychee.
That was
I forget.
dessert?
Yeah. The lychee is no. The dessert is cake, strawberry shortcake.
I remember.
Yeah.
I
But
was
anyways,
picturing
so did your wedding go perfectly?
I feel okay. So I'm an events person, and I feel like if the agenda runs according to agenda, or if I'm early, that's a successful event.
Which you did lah.
No, it did not.
Oh.
So halfway through, Jen had to change her dress to a second dress and then delayed the timing, which I was quite upset about. And I was like, you see, now we all have to wait a bit late, and I have to do this late. I have to drag. So I was like, fuck it lah, I'm just going to enjoy it lah. Then I just wait with her lor. Turns out Jen had COVID that day.
You didn't include this that day, you know.
I didn't know
Yeah.
until I got back to the hotel room, and Jen's face was so bright red, and I was like, fuck, is my wife going to die?
So if
After I marry her on the day. Yeah,
anyone
next morning, her towel, right, I put on her head, right, it's dry, you know.
Shit.
bro,
It's dry, you know, like wet towel,
Microwave.
become dry, you know. I'm like, I think you're gonna die. Thanks. I bought COVID test, tested that, like, we better go back.
Yeah.
So to all of John's guests, if you guys had COVID after that,
No, I personally messaged everyone. I don't know whether you all remember. I messaged everyone. I messaged everybody. I said, hey, Jen got COVID. You all better go test.
It was Jen John cluster, bro.
bro, I don't know. A lot of wedding that I went after I come back, I get back COVID.
Did you get COVID for his wedding?
No.
After his wedding?
I
No.
remember.
Actually, I don't even know if I ever gotten COVID.
Shit.
That's all right.
But see, because I don't. Sometimes I lazy test.
I went
I don't know.
to Justin's wedding after I had
Justin's
COVID.
event. That one also. That one.
Okay, so yeah, so that was the one hiccup, right?
I think honestly, if I were to turn back time, I feel like I would have. Actually, I wouldn't have changed anything. I
So-
enjoyed it lah.
So my
It's
next
okay
question
lah.
has to do with parents, right? I think you never quite marry just the person. You always marry the family, right? And then it's not just appeasing the other side. It's also your own parents who
Yeah.
request certain things to be done
Yeah.
certain ways, right? So what was the negotiation like with the boomers?
Well, you start. I start.
Yeah, you can start with.
Okay, I can start. Mine was okay. So it's like my parents sponsored maybe 80% of the wedding. I have to
Okay.
put it out there. But it's also because of the relationship I have with Grand Hyatt.
Excuse me.
So for context, I actually went to Grand Hyatt back in like 2016, I think. And I met up with the salesperson. Her name is Lynette, wonderful woman. And I just got together with Jen at the time, and then she asked me, so when are you going to get married? And I was like, I just got together with the girl. You gotta give me some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so later on, back after COVID, after I proposed everything already, I was narrowing down to hotels. And of course, Grand Hyatt was on my list. So I went to, I think St. Regis, and I went to Four Seasons just to ask. And I felt like the service wasn't that great. Quite unfortunate. Then after I went to Grand Hyatt, and then Lynette found out, she's like, you serious? You come to Grand Hyatt, you didn't tell me. Then I like, no lah, you busy ma, you're on leave, right? It's taka, I'm on leave, I message you, hey, I'm going to Grand Hyatt. She straight drove herself and her daughter to Grand Hyatt on a Saturday just
Oh,
to
wow.
talk to me.
That's what you call
Wow.
serviceman, guys.
It's insane. And also Grand Hyatt after COVID, they really upgraded the facilities. They had an LED screen and etc. lah, right? So after that, yeah, it's really nice. Although I feel like the hotel can be better right now, I felt like they did what they could. So after that, I spoke to Jen, I spoke to my mom, and I said like, look, I'm not in charge of the money. You all decide one. And this is a good relationship we get to have with the hotel. So if you want to do it, we can do it at Grand Hyatt. My dad was fuck all, he don't care. He's like, just pick a hotel, I don't care. My mom was, it's up to you, but low key, I think she kind of wants to make a decision. Jen's parents, Lagi, is like, you are paying, you choose.
Do it.
Yeah, so
I see.
no problems back end. I just felt like I didn't like a lot of the traditions that came with it when it came to Chinese traditions. So for example, I felt like it was really sad that Jen had to be up at 3 a.m.
Sorry, why?
because she had to wake up and do the tea
A
ceremony.
lot of Chinese.
At
3 a.m.
Yeah, because she had to do makeup.
Ah.
She had to do a lot of procedures. In fact, like there was a hair combing ceremony for some reason. and I had to sleep at 12 a.m. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. Must comb together. So I was FaceTiming Jen while combing my hair. I didn't like all this tradition stuff. Even the tea pouring, I'm just like, what are we doing? It's just so
but
much.
why do you have to be so early? That's the thing.
No, because I think I need to go to her house first. Potty for her parents first. Then she needs to come back to my house to potty for my parents
If
and
I'm
my
not
whole
mistaken,
family.
I think the reason why it needs to be early because there are certain timing you must finish before.
Yes, I was
If
going to
not
get to
means
that.
is Joe.
Yeah. So it's a feng shui / tradition. And
Yeah.
you know, Chinese people get that all mixed up. So that was what I didn't like. And I think it's because of that, Jen's immune system was really low. That's how she got COVID.
Okay, Vic. Parents.
Fairly easy once we got like the structure of the wedding sorted lah. The biggest challenge was probably the guest list. But in terms of the blessings from both parents, it was very easy.
Okay.
Surprisingly easy.
I want to talk about guest list next, but I want
Sure.
to hear Poighai's. Well, you gave us half the story already, right? You don't care, right?
Oh yeah, but that was no. I didn't care what happened on the day because my quote was, "It's my wedding. I can do whatever I want."
That he said that many times.
Correct.
And let me just re-quote one time. He said, "It's my wedding. I can do whatever fuck I want." And he said that at the mic in front of everybody. It's my wedding. I do whatever fuck I want.
Live by those words, my boys. Live it. Okay. One thing that I had to negotiate with my parents is because my parents are very traditional. They wanted an Indian wedding. Yes.
That's
So-
where the dancing came, right?
No. So I had to do an Indian wedding
You did 2 weddings.
1 week before. I did 2 weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also because this is Chinese tradition, there are sometimes where I actually bought a really big pig and then
A big what?
a big pork.
Oh,
Big,
like
then you had to go to the house and do some
you have to
stuff.
serve them like a big roast,
and then
roast
flip
pig.
coin, and then the ghost will say, "Yeah, you can get married." And then we got married, and then after that, you have to take the knuckle and the head back to your home and put it in the fridge for 3 days. You see, my mom don't like pork. She had to control herself, put herself in the crazy ass jacket, not to throw it away. So she had to.
Wait, so it's the roasted pork?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So I had to do an Indian wedding, which I really didn't want to do because in my mind I was like, if I can use all this wedding in one wedding, it's gonna be amazing, But unfortunately, I had to split it into 2. So I told my mom, "You wanted," and I'm her first son who's getting married, so she really
Is
wanted.
all of your first sons, right?
I am first.
I will
but he
not
is
be the
not-
first. Noise.
I'm not the eldest, but I'm the first.
Yeah.
I'm getting married. So I really know my mom wanted. So she said she wanted as much as I just gave it to her. I just, okay, let's go.
That is
I think that's
what
it.
it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
And it made the process of the subsequent decision making easier because I already gave her what she wants. So her negotiation,
Talk near
sorry.
the mic.
She
her,
lost already
her
lah.
negotiation for the upcoming wedding dinner is less because I've already given her what she wants. So she cannot come and say, I want this. I'm like, nope, sorry.
So much power play.
Yeah, so much power.
What the-
Sometimes I had to do the power play. And then for my wife's parents were very easy. I've already defeated the barrier that I'm an Indian years ago. So the only thing they requested is that just to have a wedding dinner. And I feel like that's such a Chinese thing. Like when you have a wedding dinner, it's like a face thing, It's like, guys, I got a wedding dinner, guys,
Yeah, it's to show the world.
Yeah, it's a
that-
show the world I got a wedding dinner. No, you come a wedding lah.
It is so surprising, right? I just want to bring it up that both Jen's parents and my parents told me, if you really don't want to do it, you don't need to do it. Take your money and go for holiday.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Both sides,
Then why?
you know. And I just felt like, no, I should do a wedding because first of all, I'm in events. So if I don't do an event, years down the line, the people are gonna be like, you see this guy damn kiamsiap, didn't even do a wedding.
But when like you are in the sprint already, you want to finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think number 2, my grandma is around,
Oh, okay.
so I felt like
okay.
she should see a wedding.
Yeah, you've said this a few times.
So 2 things lah. So I had the offer of just like fuck it, Japan 3 months, but cannot lah. What to do?
It's an age thing, bro.
100%. Just
So-
gotta be responsible.
So what about? So I do know, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Having been somewhat intimately involved with a couple weddings, being the groomsman, my sister getting married, so I know. So all 3 have validated this view, which is the toughest part about the wedding is the guest list because there's a lot of Tetris, right?
Yes.
First of all, is the RSVP, right? And then when you set the RSVP, if you set it wrong, okay, the first dominoes, right, drop already. Then after that, people who say they cannot come suddenly can come. People who say will come cannot come. Sometimes legit reasons, sometimes less legit. And it's not as simple as mathematics because you plan the table around
The politics.
the fans, the politics,
Mhm.
and then two from there cannot. It's not like you can just take from
Yeah.
somewhere else and just slot them in,
Yeah.
right? The Tetris block doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
So what was your experience in the guest list?
Probably didn't give a shit.
No, the guest list. Wait, but you have been involved, or at least you and your wife, right?
Okay, don't do what I did. I have 500 people. I paid for 53 tables.
Okay.
All right, because
Extra 3 table.
yes, I believe it's safer to have more than less.
Okay.
Bad idea for wedding.
That's why I say don't follow what I did.
Mhm.
You should do ngam what you expect.
Don't follow what I did. And thankfully, I did that.
What was it?
Correct, because we had more people came without RSVPing as well.
Wow.
All right.
Walk in wedding.
That's why-
I never heard before in my life.
Yeah, and that is why after that I was like, oh, make sure you have touch and go in your wedding so they can pay for it.
Mhm.
Take note.
Touch and go important.
Very important. After that, I keep telling people, you married? Have touch and go, guys. Very important.
Yeah, put it at the
Can we
registration.
shout out to Brian Kong who FFK the wedding?
Mm.
Shout out.
Okay.
Alright,
And,
jokes.
but also, there was maybe 2 table in total, like 20 people didn't come.
Mm.
And I think in the wedding
that's
of
alright.
500 people, there's a good margin, lah. I would
It's
say.
sizable.
So wait, but why did you say in the beginning don't do what I do? You
No,
trying to
because
throw-
you're overpaying for something that you may
Oh.
not know happen. And if you really want
Right.
an RSVP, you should RSVP ngam
Okay,
ngam lah,
okay.
you know.
Mm.
So, but I just did that, and thankfully I did that. Of course, throughout the entire day, I found out there was a total of 2 tables that didn't make it. So it was around 20 people,
Which is 2 tables.
which is 2 tables lah. But the food was not wasted because it was still people were taking the food. And for the guest list, I asked the parents how many they want. They said they want 20 table, 25 I think. I said you get 25, nothing more, nothing less.
And they arrange.
And they arrange. End of story. Correct.
Okay,
But-
simple.
They didn't have anyone extra coming lah. And then for my side, I arranged accordingly. My family is gets the front, and my friends are all the rest. And then I try not to put my friends at the most side. So
Mhm.
my father invited his childhood friends. So I said, I know Dad, they're coming here just to drink, right? You sit at the back. Then I put them at the back, and they were happy at the back because at the back easy access to go to get the beer, so they were fine. And that's how I do.
Solid plan though.
Mm.
Solid plan.
Solid
Solid plan.
That's how I did my guest list lah.
And the table planning.
And the
all
table
that.
planning lah.
Mm.
Because my table, because mine was a long wedding.
That's true.
It's
That's
a
true.
square.
Rectangle.
No rectangle, nothing. Just like this.
Oh, okay.
And entry. So I just put my side, your side. At least when I do anything, I know where I should focus more.
I think just in case people are listening only, basically Poighai is saying that there was only one aisle in the middle that divided the room. Right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is, yeah, that's it. So that's how I did my one lah.
So how was your guest list story?
Tricky because I had 2 events on 2 different days. On 2 different days, 1 week apart. There are some family members who watch YCS, and
Oh,
they're going to
sure.
find out for the first time that I didn't invite everyone to both events.
Ah.
I had to split my crowd.
Mm.
So I picked the fun folks
Ah.
for the lunch, and I picked the ones who look forward to the traditional wedding. Lah. So a lot of my family members were concentrated in the traditional wedding. In terms of the arrangement of politics, I think everyone goes through this.
Yes.
Easier to pick friends, but it's really hard to allocate space for parents' guest list.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the end, we succumbed to it because the total number was still within what we expected. Lah. Yeah.
So how many tables in total again?
I had 23.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah. Fairly small.
not
Lah.
too bad. Not
Yeah.
too bad. Okay.
It's only because I had 300 folks in the traditional side.
It's always the Indian, bro. Indian is not family tree, it's
Yeah.
family jungle or jungle tree. lah.
Yeah.
Before I move on to,
Yeah.
to John, I just share
Mm.
one of my friends. Was one of our group of friends, right? Where it was RSVP by March, I think, 2022.
Mhm.
2022. Then wedding in September 2022.
Wow, that's a long way to go.
No, the start RSVP, but
Oh,
by
start
I
in
cannot
March.
remember.
Okay,
I can't
okay.
remember. Yes, maybe 2-3 months. So,
Mhm.
right. So these friends of ours who was a couple, they got
Mhm.
together. So obviously the same table, right?
Oh shit.
1 month before ugly breakup.
Ah shit.
Where do you sit?
Wait, did they come?
They came, but
Separately lah.
it's not only separate tables, but
With another
so
partner.
because
each.
this friend of mine, he had so his aisle is a stage
Mm.
because he wanted to perform, and then like he wanted us, the hink tais and all that, to perform on both sides. So there's like 10 of us, and then
Yeah.
no, sorry, there's like 15 of us, then 7, 8 facing. Then we had to freaking dance on stage. Yeah, so and and our friends were here. They were here, lor.
Yeah.
She was here, lah. The guy was here, so it was quite a headache because they were contemplating do they invite one or the other. And then they are afraid that if they invite one, then the other won't come, something like that. So they were like worrying, and they were permutating this. That I say, best is actually both don't come, lah. But you invite both, lah. You invite both, and you
Let
tell
them decide, lah.
you tell them that the other person's coming.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I told them because they were like really worried. It was a pretty bad.
Breakup.
Wow.
Really bad
I'm
one,
more
like-
interested with what happened with the breakup, you know?
Yeah, man.
Actually, up to today, I also don't know, lah. But
Oh shit.
anyways,
Uh,
list.
I actually learned how to arrange my guests because I went to Lashwin's wedding. Lashwin's wedding really smart the way he did it. He did a Viking table, and I know it's very traditional because some the Chinese side they will prefer a round table. So for context, mine is not a Chinese wedding, right? Where there's like lo sang, there's no like I don't know. Mine is like a 3-dish type thing.
you didn't even have the heng tai chi mu.
I didn't even having that chimo. I just didn't want to do that. Yeah.
I thought it was fun, bro.
Oh, is it? Yeah. You know why or not? Because when I attended Lashun's wedding and then he invited Pra. So Pra didn't manage to make it because he had an emergency or something with his wife. So when he wasn't able to make it. We just shifted up. Whereas a round table, it looks quite obvious when like 2 people don't come.
Sure.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So when I realized that, if you do Viking style, you can shift people around. People tend to move around during a wedding anyway.
Yeah.
Right? And if conversation flows, you stick around. If it doesn't, you tend to shift.
Yep.
So I did a mix of round and Viking. I don't know whether you all remember. I did mix.
There
The
was a
round
few
was
rounds at the
in
side.
front, right?
Was
no?
there wrong?
Yeah. I did round
Damn.
table for
I didn't notice, no.
my mom and dad's friends. But I did Viking for my immediate family and for my friends. So
Okay.
if you, for the Saujana table, right, it is ridiculous, bro. If you look at the floor plan from top view, right, everything looks normal, but the Saujana is like one long ass fucking table.
Bro, we were there.
It's like the Jesus in the middle, and then got all the guys, like Last Supper is damn long on the table. So it was so difficult, and the hotel staff were like, how am I gonna serve the food here? There's no space. I'm like, you gotta make it work,
Man,
man.
make it work, man. I can.
Yeah. So for me, I realized you can do a mix. It's not like it's set in stone. You have to do round only or
sure.
yeah. So I after doing that, I just reversed to inviting law. So if I know I'm going to invite this certain amount of people, it's easy to shift around already. Yeah. The Viking is very easy. Highly recommended to do Viking, but not a lot of people will appreciate it.
Yeah, the older ones won't, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But any like last minute adjustments that you had to make, any complications on the personnel?
Last minute for me, I just felt a couple that pulled out. I was quite sad. I'm not going to name who they are, but a couple of them who I'm quite close to, I grew up with, and I'm just like, wow. The way they bail also, I feel, and for
Yeah,
the
it's how you
reason,
bail, very important.
is their reason for their bail, and I'm just like, wow, okay lah, like that lah.
Like that, lah.
Kau
Bet you haven't contacted the person since.
Yeah, it's somehow. I think you all know him lah. I grew up with a couple of them, right? And I'm like, wow, serious man, But it's
Oh,
okay
well.
lah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I felt like in the end, ultimately, the night is just when you're the groom or you're the bride. In my opinion, you don't really know. Everything happens so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, you're like, fuck, that shit just went through.
Yeah,
like,
I could tell when I was like talking with you and training with you, you were not quite yourself. It was a bit, going through the motions, they call it, right?
I'm
You
in the
just-
zone.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to yam sing with every table, and then when you're done, you're done. Then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I'm back to my senses
Yeah.
again in the hotel. So I don't think the wedding is for you. It's mostly for everybody else. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, last question. Did you break even?
I did not break even, but I think I made back like 50%. 50% is pretty good. And I think that's also because of my dad's friends. It's not really because of
Wait,
them.
how much was per person the table?
Wow, shit, man, that's a good question. I think if I'm not mistaken, my table was about 3K per table.
And 10 people.
Ah.
Oh, 300.
More or less,
pushing it,
more or less. But you see, that's the thing. Mine can't be counted that way because mine is a Viking style.
Yeah.
So if it's Chinese, then only you can count that because it's more worth it. You eat more for a Chinese dinner. Mine is less. It's like what, 4 courses max, if you can even count for 5.
But then when the people bring the ang pao, they don't foresee or they don't know it.
They
in
don't
advance.
know, but I
So they will
feel
prepare. Like if they say Grand Hyatt, then they would like calculate how much.
maybe. But I think my dad's friends are all play tennis or like
Yeah.
indirectly.
Generous people.
So you make back half and you recoup half.
So that's what I heard. I didn't even touch the
Yeah, because your parents were the
yeah.
one-
My dad paid
80%.
like 80% of it. And my mom and my dad, So
Right.
for me, I paid in my 20%, whatever I needed to pay, all the last minute stuff,
So
production stuff.
outside
and all
of the
that.
food, I might be wrong in your case, but outside of the food, what was the most expensive one?
Outside the food,
And maybe you can share some surprises.
outside the food,
Food is the most expensive, correct?
Hmm?
Food is the most expensive.
think food
correct?
is venue.
Definitely is
Right.
is mixed lah, because the venue is basically minimum spend.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So apart from that, I think probably the performance / MC. Actually, the MC.
You
Also.
mean the band, right?
Yeah, because my mom insisted on having a band. I didn't want a band, by the way.
I don't know if you remember you were playing your Spotify playlist and then she turned
My
on.
mom going.
He didn't know. Then I told him it was his mom who.
Yeah, bro. My Spotify playlist
Uh-huh.
is Notorious B.I.G. next to anime songs,
Okay.
next to like kawaii arigato, that shit one,
Okay.
okay? So it's like random shit. You listen to like Snoop Dogg, then
Yeah.
after halfway it's like Dr. Dre, then suddenly, it's the entry for Yu Hakucho, that
Yes.
shit. So it's damn weird, right? And then
Uh-huh.
suddenly it's oldies. And I'm just like,
It's not me.
that's not my songs, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Then
The vibes were quite different. Lah.
Yeah. So my mom, I found out my mom is the one that took over the Spotify playlist and told them to go and change it to oldies. Everybody likes oldies. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I felt like
I think you need the right kind of oldies. You need the 80s oldies.
actually
what-
all oldies are okay with me. I just felt like when they chose the oldies,
Oh,
the intention you can tell is for their generation oldies. So I mean, it's not a bad thing lah. The rest of them, they were like, "Hey John, your wedding very nice." All the uncles will tell me lah, like, music was brilliant. I'm like, of course it was, but not because of me. Yeah lah. So I think hidden cost is probably performance, but I don't recommend getting performances. I felt like I don't know whether you remember, my wedding is mostly speeches.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Your bro gave one, you gave one.
Jen's
bro gave one.
My mom gave one.
gave one.
Jen's
Her
mom
mom's
gave
gave
Oh,
one.
Andrew's speech was
Andrew's speech of the
Fantastic.
night.
Yeah, that was a highlight. Yeah, actually. That was a highlight.
Yeah. Because I felt like he touched on a lot of core memories that I had, and you can imagine.
It's always the brothers line,
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So I felt like you don't really need the performance. My mom insisted
Yeah.
on it, so that was the expensive cost, I feel. Yeah.
Okay. What was the question?
Do you
What's the
break
most
even?
expensive?
Do
Or
you
would you
break
break
even?
even?
About 60%, 60 to 65.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay lah.
Yeah.
Hidden cost, expensive thing you didn't know it was expensive. Not food.
We spent a lot on the core stuff. I didn't do any like excess.
No frills.
No additional nonsense, and I
Mm.
DIY'd a lot of things
Ah, okay.
with
Oh.
the help of like the groomsmen and the bridesmaid.
In what way? Like decorations?
Yeah, the decos
Wow.
and stuff like that. But like say for example, the tea ceremony setup was done by the bridesmaid
Okay.
the day before.
Mm.
Fantastic, just like simple stuff, but looked really nice in pictures. The one that really probably let me down, I think you guys need to select proper
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
deco company. Just for context, the day before the wedding, I spent about 6 hours at the venue trying to get them to fix certain things.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like say for example,
Wow.
the walkway carpet, they had the
Needle punch carpet.
the tape
The
like
tape
all
lari
in,
lah.
and in different colors, like
Aduh.
black
Was
and
bad.
then white and then red.
What?
That
is
sort of shit.
this?
I remember
Yeah.
that. Vicky
Yeah.
was complaining to me, Poighai how, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is no good. You make them fix it.
Yeah. So Poighai gave me some tips because at that point I'm just like, maybe I should just
No,
This
no,
was
no.
last year, right? Your wedding.
Is this?
This year, bro.
Oh,
New
January.
year.
Recently.
first of
New
January.
year, bro.
First of
Yeah,
January.
Yeah,
Okay,
first of
okay.
January.
Memorable for that very reason, confirm.
So I slept at like 12 a.m. the night before my wedding because of that. So
Same.
I guess you have to pick your vendors correctly. lah.
Easier is to just ask friend. Ask your married friend, bro.
Yeah.
Confirm they can recommend or recommend you don't get that guy.
No, he's
Yeah.
gonna recommend don't get these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and videographer and photographer is the hidden expensive cost.
Actually, that's my biggest regret.
I don't think that's hidden.
Given a choice, I would have picked a videographer. I didn't.
Oh shoot, you didn't. My video. was top tier shit, bro.
Yeah.
I can show you later. I don't know whether you watched it, but the Nigel
I did. You post on IG, right? Remember?
Yeah, shout out to Nigel. Like and I'm not saying Nigel is like pinnacle of success when it comes to wedding video lah. I'm not gonna oversell him. I just feel that this guy, two reasons. He detail is mad. Like he will change the audio of the music when you're in the car to muffled, and then when you exit, it's normal music again.
Wow.
That's so detailed. It's like that was the very reason I just like Nigel. I really believe in your work because you care about the details. Number two, he incorporates your speeches into the video, so it makes it feel as if it's a story that's being told.
Yeah.
Damn good. So shout out to Nigel. But I mean, it's not cheap. But I felt like it's worth every dollar. That one, very worth it. Yeah.
How about photo shoot? Actually, I didn't ask you guys.
Bro, sorry, before we get to that,
Yeah.
actually our photographer,
Jeremy.
pictures can speak, bro.
Oh, Jeremy is incredible. Jeremy also shout out lah.
Yeah.
Jeremy shout out. And I like history a little bit when it comes to like the art scene. So when Jeremy told me, you're at Grand Hyatt and you're staying in this suite and that couch is the last photo that this very famous wedding photographer took, and I want to take a picture of you and Jen to commemorate that. You can. I'm like, dude, by all means, please. So he showed me like old photos. I'm like very, very thankful. Jeremy is incredible
Lovely.
as well. Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, Poighai.
Didn't
50
break
tables.
Even, didn't break even as well.
Percentage was the
55, 60, around there.
More or less.
Yeah.
More or less, I feel like that's the.
But I expected it, I kind of expected it. And then cost-wise, videographer is the most. That's why you got to make sure that you hire the best one.
Yeah.
Because if they do a good one, you're like, it's worth it. But you do a bad one, then you go tell people shouldn't hire videographer. No, but that's wrong. You just hired the wrong one. Doesn't mean they're bad. Hire the right one. I still watch my wedding videos sometimes.
Damn,
once a month.
Don't.
Yeah. I really like the video because because I really enjoy my wedding.
that video or the Ride of Rohirrim? Which one?
Right of Hurrium. You cannot beat Right of Hurrium.
Get a grip, lah, Poighai.
All right, you cannot beat Right of Hurrium. Come on, guys.
Okay.
A sword there.
Okay.
Okay. And another hidden cost. If you're marrying a traditional Chinese
Dowry.
yeah, you gotta pay dowry.
The
bro.
Kuotali, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay them some bribery.
Okay.
Take note. And
I thought India is the other way, right? Dowry?
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You pay me if you marry Indian people. You know.
So how come the Chinese won?
I gave face lah. I gave face lah. That one. So but take note, I don't know whether it's true or not. The more you pay, the more face their parents get.
I shall
Culture.
not even say anything.
I
This
don't
one
know.
is just
I don't know. I've heard.
I found it absolutely
But I give- I-
ridiculous.
You pay? Do you get dowry?
Didn't, and I fought for it.
Dowry?
I did it for the sake of doing it, lah. But
Okay.
I mean, it was agreed upon by my in-laws, lah. So they were like, "I'm not selling my daughter, so let's just do it for tradition. Just give me X amount, and then I'll give you back." I'm like,
Cool.
Very good.
See,
So it's ceremonial lah.
see,
Mm.
that's what I call. That's what I call
I
proper.
give. I didn't look back. I went backwards.
She's mine now.
Didn't look back.
You want me to call it off? I'll call it off, man.
That's it lah.
Fucking
But
hell.
videographer, like what Vicky said, I think backdrop is very important. Make sure you get a good one. You fight for what you paid for. If they do a shit job, you like, excuse me, what's this?
And Poighai recommended the sound guy Abidin. Shout out to Abidin.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
great person.
He did this. I don't know whether you all know or not, that phone thing where you can record a
That's
message.
That's a good.
And then there were drunk people who were like, "John, congratulations, man! Oh, I'm gonna love you, gonna miss you, bro." I'm like, "You didn't even tell me who you are." They're like, "Okay, lah, I have to scrap this audio." Yeah, but it's quite good, lah. He did a lot of more than what he asked for. Abidin, good recommendation.
Nice guy. Nice
Yeah,
guy.
PM me if you want all their contact. I give you straight. Damn, very worth it. very
Also,
worth it.
pro tip before MJ ends it, you also need a good MC for your wedding. And you should hire
Oh
me.
my lord.
All right, do remember to hire me, MC Black, and your service. Recently, I also MC for a Chinese wedding, full Chinese. No problemo. Let me know. Okay.
Poighai was also my MC.
Correct. Yes.
What was your last question? I remember you're gonna ask something.
That was the last question.
Actually, I guess he gave a pro tip, so I think both we all need to give a pro
Oh,
tip as well.
shit.
Just one.
Oh, I have one, bro.
Okay.
Deep. Just feel everything in your wedding.
Oh.
It's fucking euphoric.
I wouldn't say euphoric for me.
Wow.
Mm.
Really? Yeah.
Mm.
Feel everything.
Feel everything in your wedding.
Stuff, man.
Mm.
Stuff. You forget to stop and smell the roses is his point, right? You gotta stop and smell the roses. You gotta be like, wow.
That means you will miss it, lah. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
And pick proper hang ties.
I didn't even have a hang time.
Yeah.
didn't need a hang tie. I just felt like I wanted to get through it. Oh my god, I don't want this gate crashing.
So that's your pro tip lah.
No, I mean not just hang time. I mean your groomsmen or even even your best man, because their energy will resonate.
My best man was Andrew lah, but technically I didn't really need much.
I mean
kind
his
of
speech kind of.
Yeah, he sold it. Like, bam, 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 wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Pro tip for me, I feel the pro tip is there will be struggles, there will be happiness, but it's all part of an emotion that you will feel going through this entire thing called a wedding. And then by the end of it, you will either be Poighai and be like, wow, I wish I could redo it. Or you could be like me, thank God it's over.
Whichever way, it's okay.
Yeah, whichever way it's okay. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, guys, that will be it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Maybe you comment a ring emoji.
Wow, yeah, ring emoji.
Okay.
Fascism.
See you in the next one. Peace.
Okay.
Okay, about 40-ish minutes. Vincent, happy.